want to be a Baristanian when I grow up. I think so. I think that's going to be a good move. To be a member in good standing of the nation of Baristan. Angry Viking therapist. Morning, sir. Right back at you. How is everybody today? Jaffo, some more money for Billy. Bless you. Be taking class when settled. All right, so let's go ahead and handle this right now. Let's see. Medcal, good morning. Let's see how bankrupt Bear is. We'll go pull up the GoFundMe right now. 5,401. 5401. Shabba-dabba-doo. 5401. Plus 2,695. It's $8,096. Donde está la biblioteca? 8,096 times 2. $16,192. Bless y'all, Bear Nation. That ought to get a used car and a new apartment or a new house squared away for him. Y'all are the bomb. Appreciate you. Maybe just in solidarity for the morning. There we go. I feel like Instructor Zero. Good morning, Bama Buckeye, Britt, Leslie, Kylie. Leslie, thank y'all for supporting our small businesses so that I can be generous. I appreciate y'all. This is an us thing. This is never a me thing. This is an us thing. I don't get on here and talk to this webcam for me. I do it for us. So this is an us thing, not a me thing. Well, thank you there, Texas Pete. All right. Let's stir the pot. What does everybody think about Black Rifle Coffee this morning? I know you're just itching. And a yaw thing. Amen. Absolutely. Good morning, Mr. Dudley, J.C. Fouch. Shalom, brother. If you want to be zero, put on your charmer. Yeah, that's right. My charmer isn't right here, so no, I'm good. Plus, he's little. Zero is little. He's about the size of my thigh. So Jose's not too happy. F him. Not buying Black Rifle Coffee anymore. Danielle Massey hasn't heard what the issue is. Robert says, I think the BRCC thing got taken out of proportion. Nice shots with the 308. Thank you, Philip. Yeah, that's what posted on Patreon this morning. I missed it. What did Black Rifle Coffee do? Dudley. Yeah, misunderstanding. Yes and no. All right, so I'll unpack this a little bit for those that are unaware. So Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old that blew, shot and killed a couple of guys and blew that dude's arm off, essentially. When he was pictured with his two attorneys wearing a Black Rifle Coffee shirt. And Evan Hafer, the CEO, founder of Black Rifle Coffee, essentially said, we are not endorsing Kyle Rittenhouse. because in his words, he doesn't intend to profit off of tragedy, and anytime somebody gets killed here in America, it's a tragedy. So from a corporate standpoint, they didn't want to be associated with the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting. I understand that. I get that. If one of y'all went out and did something that I deemed to be a tragedy while wearing a bear shirt, I might distance myself from y'all as well. However, you know, we're vocal supporters of Kyle Rittenhouse here. You know, I still to this day, if somebody knows how for me to get him a stomp bag, I'll buy that kid a stomp bag. It's his. But they made the corporate decision to publicly denounce any relationship with Rittenhouse, which of course pissed off all the pro-Second Amendment people, because Rittenhouse is essentially the quintessential pro-Second Amendment case in the United States right now. And so that pissed off a bunch of BRCC consumers. And then people started posting histories of charitable donations to people like John McCain and Barack Obama and Act Blue and Tulsi Gabbard on behalf of the owner, Evan Heifer, to which he said on the Dana Last show that, and I like Dana, I've met her. She's a cool lady. She's a little fire plug. I built part of her set when she was still at the Blaze, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, he said to Dana, listen, I only gave that $500 to Barack Obama because I lost a bet. I've talked about it on my podcast all the time. And I supported Tulsi because she was getting railroaded by the establishment, and she's a veteran, and I'm into supporting veterans. Okay, well, Act Blue is still a really shitty charity. And all this to say, he's a sovereign human being. He has sovereignty over his own body and his political choices, and he can do whatever he wants to do. And I don't begrudge him that one bit. That's absolutely fine. And I understand from a corporate standpoint how one might, if their ideals, and this is the crux of the issue for me, if their ideals don't line up with the ideals that are on display in this high profile case like the Rittenhouse case, I understand why they would want to separate themselves from it. So he can do whatever he wants to do. And I think that his ideals perhaps aren't as in line with what a lot of the hardcore right thought that they were. And that's okay, whether they are or aren't. What's shocking to me is how many conservatives, air quote conservatives, scream about cancel culture and then are just flocking to the opportunity to hang this dude out to dry without even having any of the details. That amazes me. Because we ought to be better than that. Ultimately, I think it comes down to, do you like coffee or not? And if so, do you like Black Rifle coffee? And a lot of people supported Black Rifle coffee because they felt like, finally, I can get some coffee from a place that isn't Starbucks and that's supporting, you know, it's a veteran-owned business. 55% of their manpower is former veterans, you know, retired, separated veterans. They make a good product, and I'm not supporting a bunch of, you know, baby killers and liberal hippies. And then you find out the dude is donating to Act Blue. It's like, well, that sucks. I get that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to jump down their throats. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm going to continue to drink disaster coffee because it's damn good. So we have many hills to die on. Choose wisely. Amen. Bear needs to start selling coffee. Jose, where you been? Disastercoffee.com. Jose, your knowledge of what happens at this channel might be a disaster, but your coffee doesn't have to be. Disastercoffee.com. So I'm sure there's more nuance to the Black Rifle Coffee story than that, but that's all the nuance that I've got after doing some brief investigation. Because to be perfectly honest, it doesn't affect me that much. I just, okay, cool. And one of the things that I think allowed them to grow so quick, good morning, Miss Liz, to grow so quickly, Black Rifle Coffee, is that there was a lot of emotional buy-in. And I do think that because there was a lot of emotional buy-in, it's why it hurts so bad to so many people to feel like Black Rifle Coffee betrayed their ideals. By the way, Gurkha Beast, for those that are wondering. Gurkha Beast. So, just heard your first commercial on Prather. Congratulations. Daniel, you heard my second commercial on Prather, but thank you. I appreciate you. And you know what? Let's talk about this a little bit. We're very happy to be supporting Chad Prather. I'm very happy to have him doing live reads for us. But the way that relationship works is money. That's how that works. We pay them money. They talk nice about our product. Now, that being said, we've also had some back and forth with Chad. Chad owns a couple of our kits, and he's very happy with them, which is awesome, so that he can speak with experience on the kits and literally say, Nicaraguan, Seska. Literally say, hey, I've got one in my truck. I've got one in my Jeep. Awesome. But all those relationships, that's money, man. That's how that works. It's money. You buy some of their time, and during that time, they talk nice about it. So it's the congratulations is more that this little company had the money, had the revenue to throw at Chad Prather to talk nice about us than the fact Chad is talking nice about us, because it's all a numbers game, man. Businesses make money, hobbies don't. And this ain't a hobby. We got 17 people that eat off of this business that we do. So it's all about that. And to that end, please, y'all, this week, if you're going to be getting anything out of either store, whether it's at Bear Independent or Refuge Medical, use promo code BEAR20 or Refuge20, and you'll get 20% off. It's literally the deepest discount we've ever done. It's the damn near wholesale cost for us. So please, if you're going to be going to the store, all products, everything other than training, 20% off Refuge20 or Bear20 at both bearindependent.com and refugemedical.com. And if you could, while you're there, leave us a review, we would really appreciate it. That helps us greatly. Did you see the comment Pastor Joe left for Black Rifle Coffee Company? No, I did not. Did you? AVT, yeah. It's still great marketing. Yes, it is. That's why we chose to take some of our limited funds and throw them at Chad Prather. And see, that's the thing. And we're not medical company's not a full-grown business. It's a teenager business. They start as an infant, which it's just a concept, right? And then, okay, boom, it's here. We got this thing, and it's making a lot of noise, and it's messy, and it's dirty, and I'm losing sleep over it, and it's not so great. And then you get them to toddler stage where they can kind of wipe their own ass and feed themselves. But, man, you better keep an eye on them or it's going to get real bad real quick. Then they go to the teenager phase, and then the teenager phase, it's like they can definitely wipe their own ass. They can feed themselves, although they're not happy about it. But if you leave them alone too long, their room is going to become a mess, and they're going to lose and break valuable things. And there's some more responsibility there, but you have to stay on it. And then you get into young adolescent phase, which is what comes next, where it's like, start getting your legs under you. You can start standing on your own. You don't need near as much babysitting. And I'm not talking about the people within the business. I'm talking about the business itself. And that's all cash flow and the staying profitable and minding your numbers, minding your business, man. So cat or rat tourniquet, blah. Never a rat tourniquet. The rat's tourniquet is not approved by the Council on Tactical Combat Casualty Care. The cat tourniquet, however, is, because in order to be approved by the Council on Tactical Combat Casualty Care, your tourniquet has to be a minimum of 1.5 inches wide, and it has to be able to be deployed with one hand only. The rat's tourniquet is neither. And they lied that they had their approval from COTCCC. They do not. And they lied about the efficacy of the tourniquet. I have never liked the rats because the rats is prone to loosening when the casualty is moved. Well, I promise you, there's a 100% chance that I'm going to move the casualty if I apply a tourniquet. If I'm applying a tourniquet, that's because there's an obscene amount of bleeding, which means that you either need to go to the hospital or get on the helicopter or get thrown in the back of the Jeep or put in the back of the ambulance or put on the bed of the truck or whatever. We are moving you. I'm dragging you off of this X under cover fire. We're always moving the casualty after we tourniquet. So the fact that it comes loose while moving the casualty is a no-go. The fact that they lied about being approved by Council on TCCC is a no-go. The fact that it can't be deployed with one hand is a no-go. And the fact that it's not at least 1.5 inches wide is a no-go. It's a piece of junk. So how's that for the rat's tourniquet? I hope that every one of those things spontaneously combusts. There you go, Hunter Seeker. Good morning, brother. Love the SWAT for little people. Milton Roots, good morning. Not a problem, Stomping McAllister. Bobby Davis, bless you. It's called a rat for a reason. That's funny. Yeah, if y'all didn't see the Rex Reviews review of the Bare Fact and Bare Minimum that he posted last night, I didn't even know he was going to do that. We sent him a couple of kits because he's our brother, and I didn't know he was going to review it. If I knew he was going to review it, I would have hooked him up with a promo code or something. But man, that was funny. Me and my wife were sitting out here laughing our asses off last night. Yankee, I don't have a definite on that. I got to talk to him today. Moose perforations. Nargen 7 on belt while hunting. I like it. Chris is late as usual. Early is on time is late, Chris. AVT, shalom, brother. I bring him back every year. I don't know what you're talking about. Good morning, Roger Rabbit Hole. Bless you and your family, Tribe Bear. Have a great day. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you. Sweet cigars, man. Yeah, this is a Gurkha beast, Nicaraguan, and it is a beast. Bear, what was the red wave the president was talking about? Did he mean for the election? Yeah, he was talking about the election. I'll be the first one to tell you, I do not overanalyze what the president has to say. I think QAnon is a bunch of bullshit and has been for a long time. And I'll be the first one, again, to tell you that man was appointed by the people. He is not the anointed of the Most High. The anointed literally means Christ. No, thanks, man. That's not my Messiah. That's not my Redeemer. I'm not going to worship that dude or try and hang around at his jock strap like everybody else is. Now, I do believe that he is a much better choice than Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., and I do believe that he has certainly fulfilled the office of the presidency to a much greater level of efficacy than anybody thought he was going to, myself included. I like Donald Trump, but I'm not trying to sit on his lap. And I don't overanalyze everything that he has to say and look for little clues in there. That's not me. I don't. And I have brothers and friends that do track with QAnon and that have made compelling arguments, and I don't begrudge them those compelling arguments at all. I'm just not in on it, man. I don't care. And predominantly the main reason I don't care is I'm pretty convinced that Trump could come out tomorrow and say on Thanksgiving, or no, we'll just fast forward. We'll say on December 1st, there will be a coup. And the Democrats will try and take the White House. Act accordingly. I'm convinced if he came out and was that plain spoken about it, 90% of the people in this chat right now, let alone the nation or the world, wouldn't do shit about it. So it really comes back to effects on target. What are you doing? If the answer is hanging on every word of the president but nothing else, then it doesn't matter. And you who asked the question, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just taking what you said and I'm running with it. It does not matter. Focus on what you can affect. Don't focus on the big picture stuff. There's nothing you can do on the big picture. Focus on the micro. Anyone want to talk travel mugs? Nope. Nope. Not even a little bit. Good morning, Everett. Shalom, Richard. Since joining Bear Nation, my life focuses have changed 180. Amen. Over under on Civil War. Coin toss, 50-50. How's Bill and his family doing? I don't know. I got to reach out to him today. Hopefully much better than they were yesterday. Yeah, exactly, Mad Kelt. If what you think is going to happen happens, what are you going to do differently? Do that now. Exactly. Your thoughts on Biden gun grab? Will they try it? Maybe. I don't know how many times I must address this, but clearly more than I already have. They, the big they, will only do what you let them do. It's as simple as that. They will only attempt to come take your guns if you let them come take your guns. If you are standing in your driveway trying to defend your driveway, you're already doing it wrong. I get the question a lot. Okay, Bear, so who's actually going to come take the guns? Well, I'll tell you, I don't know around here because the sheriff's department ain't. The PDs are not. It won't be us. Who does that leave? National Guard, maybe. The Marines, maybe. Likelihood of them doing it, low. So if you live in Boston, the police have already proven they have no problem kicking in doors without warrants and extenuating circumstances. Should your ass be in Boston? No. How many times must we cover this? No, it should not. Population density matters. Pastor Joe has a very good video out talking about the two threats in SHTF: people behaving badly and starvation. Higher likelihood of both of those things where there's more people, i.e. the cities. Copy that. So here's the deal. Who's gonna come take them? If Biden signs an executive order saying that's it, we're grabbing up all the guns, cool. Who's gonna come take them? That's the first problem. Who's actually gonna do it? Well, they'll get the National Guard. No, they won't. Well, they'll get the Marines. No, they won't. Well, the sheriffs, maybe the sheriffs. Not here. Maybe where you live, but not here. Next, what happens when, let's say, the sheriff's department shows up to your neighborhood, your gated community, or your trailer park, or your nice suburban area, or your Shangri-La in the middle of nowhere, and there's 20, 40, 100, 350 men and women with plate carriers and rifles saying, no, you will not. Now we have a conversation. See, this is the deal with government. Ultimately, government enacts whatever its will is now. It used to be the will of the people, but it's no longer that. It's whatever its will is now through force. See, even if you don't pay your taxes, sooner or later, men with guns will show up and take you to jail. It's force. It's the application of force, which is why we need the smallest federal government possible, while making sure that this country doesn't run off the train tracks and completely derail and explode. I'm a federalist. I think the federal government should do federal government things per the Constitution of the United States of America. And just like I'm a biblical literalist, read the book and do what it says, I'm a constitutional literalist. Read the document and do what it says. Everything that is not states, everything that's not federally ascribed to federal powers falls to states' rights. So they show up. Biden signs an executive order. And now we have a conversation when men with guns and women with guns show up to take the guns from other men and other women with guns. It's force. And now you're forcing the government to have the conversation, to do the mental calculus, the cost-benefit analysis on the optics of, yeah, we are in open warfare in the streets and in the cities and in the suburbs and in the rural areas with armed American citizens who won't turn in their guns. Rather than sitting around saying, well, the sheriff's department is going to come and take all our guns. Maybe. What are you going to do about it? You're just going to hand them over to them? Here you go. We love law enforcement. No, we do love law enforcement, but you're not going to infringe my God-given, constitutionally protected rights. If you do, you're not playing by the rules that cede authority to you in the first place. So if you're not following the document literally as it's written, which is where you derive your just powers from in the first place, you have no authority to come and take my guns. So nice try, bro. No, you cannot have them. Or if you would like them, that's fine, but we get a say in this equation too. So you must ask yourself, person who has come to take my guns, how much is your life worth? Because I'm not the only one with a wife and kids, and I want to go home at the end of today and live in peace. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Peace through superior firepower, right? It's force projection. You're just going to hand them over. Here you go. I don't want a conflict. That's why they can take them. They will only do whatever you let them do. Period. The end. I'm telling you, if we as people cannot find the balls right now when it's easy to say no, what are you going to do when it gets difficult? Get good at flexing your no muscle. Because we're in soft tyranny right now. Who knows what comes next? Hopefully nothing. Hopefully 4 years. Well, hopefully 4 more years of Trump. Then next, hopefully 4 bad years under Biden. And then whatever comes next. And we'll go, whoosh. Remember that COVID thing? That was crazy. That was terrible. Yeah, that was the most preppery it's ever been out there in my lifetime. Yeah, that was crazy. But what if it's not? What if it does legitimately come off the rails and you don't have the stones to say no now when it's easy, when it costs you nothing right now? What are you going to do when it costs you your life? Capitulate, fold, turn your guns over to the government because they said so? How many witnesses around the world, from Britain, from Australia, from South Africa, have to speak up and say, America, no matter what you do, never lose your guns, because we gave up ours and now the government does whatever the hell they want? Nope. Luke 22:36, he that has no sword, sell your outer garment, sell your cloak, and buy one. This is more important than this. So, nah, not happening. Not happening here. It might definitely happen where you are. There'll be a bunch of suburban police department gun buybacks, and there'll be tax credits for people that turn in assault rifles, and there'll be ATF restrictions, and there'll be continuing unavailability of firearms parts and ammunition, and it'll be overall just a shit show for the Second Amendment if Biden and Harris get into the White House, which is looking more and more like every day that that's going to happen. So if that's the case, what are you going to do about it? That's the real question here. What can we do about it if that's the case? We on fire, y'all. Brian L. Wilhelm, that's why I left North Texas. And I got a lot of flack from people in North Texas and Texas in general saying, Bear, you should have stayed and made it better. Do you realize that I pay 1/10 the taxes here on a large piece of land than I did on 1/3 of an acre with a fallen down house that should have been hit with a bulldozer in North Texas? Do you realize that the land with houses and outbuildings and infrastructure that I sit on now costs $30,000 less than that POS house in North Texas? And do you realize that nobody here is trying to discern their self-worth and import from the valuation of their footwear or the type of cell phone they have or the car that they drive? There's no PTA moms. There's no none of that here. I had enough. And I couldn't make enough money in North Texas to do all the things that I wanted to do and keep up with the cost of living. This is a primary factor for actually being able to prep, is get your cost of living right. There's a lot of people that are just burning money living in places that they shouldn't be living in the first place whining that they don't have money to prep. Well, get out of your damn house. You don't need it. It's a 5-bedroom house, but there's 2 of us. Okay, you need 1 bedroom, not 5. Ain't that right, honey? I love your feet. They look great.
Got a hat on too.
I know.
You live streaming?
Yes, I'm live streaming. Good morning.
Morning, people.
The wife says, good morning, peoples. So, all this is great, but what can we do right now about our Second Amendment rights? Exactly. Call your legislators. Especially, for example, Texas. 27 anti-gun bills filed in the Texas legislature. 27 of them. I'm telling y'all, Texas ain't as Texas as it thinks it is anymore. So, call your legislators and say, yo, this is BS. I don't stand for that. And if you do, you won't be getting back in office again. Good morning, David Campbell. Hey, everybody, hit that thumbs up button, all right? And it helps us do battle with YouTube. Go ahead. We're at 248. I'm going to be quiet until we're over 300. That was quick. Bless y'all. 320. Thank you. Good luck. We've been calling in Canada for 20 years. Well, they took your teeth away as well, JV. Live chat. Bad Webbit. Live chat. Big Iron, love you back. Thoughts on becoming a new dad in 2021 or 2120, you wrote. Well, 2120 is a long way from here. So you're probably going to be cryogenically frozen, much like your sperm is, in order to be able to have a son or daughter in 2120, which you need to slowly come back up to room temperature, and that'll go well for you. If they put you in a microwave, it's not going to work. You'll suffer organ damage, and all your blood will coagulate in your veins, and it's going to be weird. It's going to be especially weird for your partner. Although by 2120, you're probably going to be talking about Petri dish babies for sure. Okay, but 2021, thoughts on being a new dad in 2021. I would absolutely say do it. Don't let the world rob you of your joy. First and foremost, understand that you were fearfully and wonderfully made for this time. And having a wife and having children is part of that. Raise them up, protect, provide for them, steward them. You know, I was not fully me until I had a wife and kids. Just was not. I didn't realize there were entire facets of my existence that were going unused until I had a wife and children. And I would definitely recommend keep having kids, because the world might not end, y'all. I know it seems scary, but the world might not end. And my wife and my kids are why we prep, because newsflash, I love them. And I don't want them to suffer. I want to perpetuate normalcy for the people that I love for as long as possible. Having kids is empowering. It gives me purpose. Exactly. So I would say do it. Not only that, you're biblically commanded to do it. So hashtag go team. Make them babies. That's exactly right, Mad Kelt. Be fruitful and multiply. So my thoughts on that. Do it.
Do it. Just do it.
I need grandkids to reload mags for me. Exactly. You're welcome, sir. Do it. Exactly. Yacht is telling me brain buckets by ability to move. Yacht is telling brain buckets by ability to move. Yeah, I agree with that. So, B-ski, exactly. Bear, what's your take on the Black Rifle coffee debacle? My take is get here when we first start the podcast or the broadcast, and then you would have that answer, sir or madam. We've already covered that in a bit of depth, so I'll just give you the high points. I don't care who they support or don't support. I drink disastercoffee.com, and as a corporation, as a company, they can do whatever they deem to fall in line with their values. And they distanced themselves from Kyle Rittenhouse because they did not want to, quote, profit from tragedy. And they donated to certain political organizations because they were in line with their values. Those may or may not be in line with your values. If they're not, okay, drink other coffee. If they are, okay, drink other coffee. They have a right to exist and do whatever they see fit with their blood, sweat, tears, time, and treasure, as do you. So, as for me and my house, we shall drink disastercoffee.com. So I'll tell you this, as far as not getting notifications, I post these on Patreon every morning. It's $1 a month or $10 a year to get started on Patreon, and you'll always get a notification there. Started reading the scriptures last night, having a tough time with the pronunciations, but very much enjoying it so far. Thanks, Bear Independent. Yoda TRD, bless you. Hey, it's Phelps. Good morning. Patreon never fails to notify me. Milton Roots. Exactly. Very dumb question. Would you owe about 10K under new plan on ARAK? Oh, you're talking about the tax plan? We as a free people of Baristan maintain enough arms and armament to maintain a comfortable separation between ourselves and tyranny, sir or madam. And I will leave it at that. Ben Johnson, good morning. Good morning, Corn-Fed. F-150 Technicals. I prefer a flatbed. They're easier to maneuver in. Plus, you got room to put the pintle in the middle of the bed so you can get a 360 if you need to, preferably a 4x4. And the F-150 is great on pavement. It's not so great on everything else. Your political leanings might be disaster, but your coffee doesn't have to be. Well done, Carly. Disastercoffee.com. Yeah, Matt Carlson, I agree with that. He did bring up on his podcast that he donated to Obama as a joke. However, he also donated to Act Blue. And he's donated to several other organizations as well. And that's fine. And I'm not going to delve back into this because we already spent 15 minutes on it earlier today. He can do whatever he wants to do with his, again, blood, sweat, tears, time, and treasure. Those are his resources. He can do with them whatever they want to do. The question is, how does that affect you and really your opinion of the brand Black Rifle Coffee Company. And that if it negatively impacts that, then take your blood, sweat, tears, time, and treasure somewhere else to people that you do support, you do agree with, you that you are ideologically aligned with. If you don't have an issue with that, then continue to support them. You know, I made the comment earlier, and I'll stick by it. We cannot throw our hands up in the air and scream cancel culture about the left all the time and then immediately go ahead and cancel somebody that we thought might have been one of our own, because rather than having a nuanced conversation, we want to throw sledgehammers at each other. So, again, I don't really care about Black Rifle Coffee Company. They have good espresso. I like what their mission statement is about. I appreciate them as a company. I have no ill will against them at all. They've grown to 400 folks in 5 years. That's impressive. That's impressive. However, I got 3 businesses in the ministry to run myself, and I stay stocked up on disaster coffee and Folgers for when that runs out. So, Galactic Hobo, I'm coming for all of your treasure. 3 o'clock in the morning, me and the Baristanian Pirate Brigade, we're going to be there. We're going to kick in your door. We're coming for all of it, baby. I want your Galactic Hobo treasure so bad. I want like pearls and golden goblets and monocles and a nice top hat. Maybe like a cane with a sword in it. Whatever you got, I'm coming for it, man. And I expect it all to be in very large wooden chests with iron hinges and strapping. And yeah, this is how I want it to go down. Treasure equal booty. Cot Lumber loves you back. Cot Lumber. Bless you, Mark O'Connor. Listen, Cot Lumber, I know it's scary out there. You might need some plywood to board up your windows from all them zombies that be pacing up and down the street trying to eat your brains and rape your dog. The best place to get your zombie-proof plywood is at Cot Lumber. That's K-O-T-T Lumber, not the thing that you sleep on, the place that you go to get the lumber to survive the apocalypse. It's cotlumber.com. I'm bringing out my battle chicken. November giveaway was being like 1 week, man. 1 week. 1 week on Patreon. There, please pray for. Gone too fast. Taylor Swift is a dude. Good morning. Homemade gummy bears. Mark O'Connor, you're awesome back. That's a really good question. When is the grindstone giveaway?
I don't know. You did it.
Text Renee. Maybe she knows. Patriot Plumber, good morning. The organizer of the trucker strike said it was canceled. So, Bear sure has a huge hand. Oh, Billy Bird, I know what you're referring to. It's because when I show the kits, I say they're about this big, and then people get them and they're like, that's the size of my face. And Bear's hand covers it. Yeah. These here, a week from tonight is the grindstone.
That's what Bama Buckeye said.
Well, Bama Buckeye's awesome, but he's not Renee.
Well, Renee hasn't answered.
Well, when Renee answers, we'll know. Deer in my yard. May as well put it in the freezer. Send it, AFR. Good morning. That is a paw you don't want touching your face in anger. Amen. These here are for building and destroying and healing and killing and making and breaking. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. He's got hands like frying pans. You better watch out, Galactic Hobo. We're coming for that booty.
You might not be going for anybody else's booty.
We're pirates now.
Oh, yeah.
Pirate treasure, booty. So anyway, yeah, you guys know what this is. Bare minimum. It's got all the things in it. And that Cub Kit. You got the Cub Kit Pro right here. It's got all the things in it. It does all the things. So, you know, store, bearindependent.com. If you want to not die in the zombie apocalypse when Joe Biden gets elected and tells everybody that, hey, guess what? We're Venezuela 2.0. Go eat all the kittens that you've got in your house because there is no food. You know, bearindependent.com in the store. Please use promo code BEAR20 and or Refuge20 at Refuge Medical. And then, of course, if you can leave us some lovely reviews, we would appreciate it. So, stickers are here. Shirts are coming this week. Bear.
Leave us reviews. We need reviews.
Yeah, my wife says leave us reviews. Please leave us reviews. I agree. Bear, what are your thoughts on Alex Jones and InfoWars? You may or may not know this, but I've actually been on InfoWars. Thank you very much. That's right. There's a video here at this channel of me doing an interview on InfoWars. I think Alex Jones is really smart. And I think that he's gotten most of the, not to parrot Dave Smith on Joe Rogan, but I do agree that he's gotten most of the big things right. The whole Sandy Hook was an inside job thing. I know somebody personally who was a first responder to the Sandy Hook incident who had to bag and tag one of the children that he taught in his youth group at church. So if it was an inside job, it definitely wasn't staged because I had to talk this guy off the ledge. So that being said, I think Alex Jones is really smart. I think he spends a lot of time investigating conspiracy theories. And when you spend a lot of time investigating conspiracy theories, everything starts to look like a conspiracy theory. When you're a hammer, all of your problems look like nails, whether they're screws or lag bolts or, you know, threaded inserts or, you know, pins and cross pins. No, you're a hammer. Everything's a nail. So I would love it if there was a way for Alex to deliver his thoughts and feelings and information in a way that was less bombastic. Because I think it's the delivery, not the content, that turns a lot of people off to him. And frankly, at times it has turned me off to him because it's just too over the top. Also, I don't need pills to make my junk work any better or anything like that. So, but he has some interesting advertisers. I do think that he has been 100% targeted by the liberal media and by social media, and having his voice removed from all these different platforms, being deplatformed, is a bunch of bunk. That should not have happened. I don't agree with that at all. So, but I've never met the man. I don't have any animosity towards him. I do consume a little bit of his content, but not much. But I have also been a guest on InfoWars before. So that's what I think. I also think that they're going to turn the frickin' frogs gay. So there you go. YouTube deleted your InfoWars interview. That's cool. Huh. That's good to know. I'm glad they deleted that. Stand by. www.youtube.com. Please and thank you. Thank you for calling the Bear Industries hotline. This is correct. Hello, my name is Jim. Okay, we are clicking your channel now. We go to the manage videos button. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Bear. Please hold on. Search across your channel. Info wars. Oh, I have it right here. Hold on. InfoWars interview SHTF prepper. And please for hold. Please be the holding, Mr. Bear. Okay. Yes, this is where do we have I need to find the link. I need a shareable link. I am not for be finding a shareable link. No, YouTubes, we do not want to be taking a survey from you. Where is this? I want to click this button. No delete. Okay, maybe I go back and I put in this right here. Hold on. Please for be holding. Thank you so much. Okay, control copy. Please for hold. Thank you. Please to be thanking you so much. Okay, control paste. That is the link right there. I have posted it in the chat. I am not seeing it. Control B. Control B.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Good morning, toddler for tactical. I am loving your haircut. You want to show the people your haircut? It looks so good. You are very pink. Ben Johnson, please for not be piecing all over yourself. Please don't do that. Jim will have a hard time with supervisor to explain that Ben Johnson, he is peed on pants for bad call.
Tell them that Ripley peed in his pants one time.
You got a haircut. Do you like it? Do you like the haircut?
Yeah, I like to see myself.
Well, look right here. See? Yeah. You also got some bed head. Yeah. Yeah, you got some bed head. Yeah. You're very pink today.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
And you even got Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash on my feet.
You even got Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash on your feet? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Have you got a chicken today?
Have I gotten a chicken today? No, they've been quiet. They know what's up. Alrighty then. No, you don't need to be a chicken. Should one join the Navy now or no, or any branch? Well, first of all, that's between you and the father. You need to have a conviction there. I would say, and it also very much so depends on whether you have a family and or want one. fighting on behalf of your country is an incredibly honorable thing to do, and a long-standing tradition amongst many families, my own included. And so I can't say whether or not you should, but what I would look at if it was me as a young man right now, do I want a family? Do I want a wife and kids? And if the answer is yes immediately, that would be a check in the no column. Do I want stability? It depends. It's tough to start a family in the military, man. I think that it's just a matter of time before we have a war, a major war. We're in a season for war in the United States of America right now, whether that's China or Russia or proxy wars elsewhere.
And when you need to go potty, let's go.
And when you need to go potty, just go. No, you got to go to the bathroom and then go potty. Go wake up Bubba and None. I'd say if you're convicted to do it, then do it. If you're not, then don't. And I would also say the fact that you're even asking the question is an indicator. And it's no harm, no foul, no judgment. But if you're wondering whether or not you should do it, the answer is probably no. Because typically what we try and do around here is if the answer isn't hell yes, then the answer is no. Hey, do you want to do this? Hell yes, not a problem. Hey, do you want to do this? Well, I don't know. That's a no. So, good morning, Patriot Plumber. Yeah, good comment. You're welcome. So, your gut knows more than your brain. Good morning, Gary. Rainbow Dash all day. Militant Roots knows what's up. How many will turn ranks if Biden gives our military an order to march on the citizens? All right, that's a bit alarmist. That won't happen, and the answer is most of them. If they do, let's say we go full-blown hot civil war and SB getting crazy everywhere. You're not having Cheetos for breakfast, kid. Go get some cereal. Good try, though. You might be pink and cute, but the answer is still no. Our military does two things really well. Control the airspace and fight at night. And if we ever did end up in a scenario where the United States military, whether it's all of it, which it wouldn't be, or a portion of it, which it could be, decides that these citizens of the United States of America do represent a domestic threat. And make no mistake, under the Obama administration, there was a lot of work done to paint people like us as domestic terrorists for that very reason. And I don't think that wouldn't be the case during a Biden administration. I think they would yet again try to do that, paint us as domestic terrorists. But if they do, man, FLIR, forward-looking infrared and white phosphorus tubes will ruin your day at 3 o'clock in the morning. And especially when it's in the sky and you can't see it, hear it, whatever. So we don't want a hot civil war. Now, are there things you can do about that? Of course there are. Are there ways to combat that technology? Yeah. Persistence is one of them. I mean, look at Afghanistan. Persistence. Persistence. And go dark, but not too dark. We talk a lot about insurgency here. There's reasons for that. Amen, Patriot Plumber.
I got that.
So, I don't know. The American populace does not want to fight with the United States military. Trust me on this. But I don't think the United States military wants to fight with the American populace either. Remember to protect and defend the Constitution. Need a Bear Nation Challenge coin. I know some people. I'll talk to them about it. If you had food stacked to the rafters and debt paid, what would you invest in today? Well, I do. I have both of those things, and so I can answer that really easily. Infrastructure. Physical infrastructure. We have 10 sources of water on property here. 10. 10 sources of property here on water on property. Outhouse over here. We have power and water being run everywhere. We are increasing the number of families that this property can hold. We have the gazebo down there. We have cabins and trailers going up everywhere. We have flocks and herds that are being expanded daily. Infrastructure. And I would add to that, as part of that infrastructure, food production and food processing. Keep your mouth shut, meat. Food production and food processing. Without a doubt. That's what I would be doing. Infrastructure. Should a group be on all one property? Yeah, or near to each other, and near like a couple minutes drive to each other. Because if you need help right now, you got to have people who can help right now. Right now. I'm 30 seconds out, brother. Cool. That's much different than I'm on my way and they're 42 minutes out. It'll be time to draw the chalk lines by then. And also, when just by virtue of people being close to one another on the same property or adjoining properties, you spend more time together. You do more things together, meaning you have deeper and more meaningful relationships with one another. So to the best of your ability, yeah, you should be as close as possible. Now, that being said, you need individual spaces. You need to respect the individuality of families and of persons within that group, because sometimes it does get over peoply and you got to kind of do one of these. I love you. Or I'm going to go over here for a while or whatever. So you need a little bit of room for people to stretch their legs and not be on top of one another, but being near to one another, whether it's all persons on one large property or all persons on smaller adjoining properties. You just had to be a butthole, didn't you? Regardless, yeah, the closer your people are, the better, because not only do you know, if you need them immediately for whatever, it's nice to have them right there, but also you just inherently end up spending more time together. And that's the whole name of the game in this thing, because your group should be good for Tuesday, not doomsday. Okay. I didn't see it. What did Andrew say? I didn't see it, Goza. Morning from NWA. It's pretty good. You said food processing. I didn't see the comment. What was it, Andrew?
Something about having a ram to help you increase your flock.
A ram to increase my flock. A sheepy ram or a goaty ram? Would bunkhouses be a bad idea? Of course not. Bunkhouses is a great idea.
Oh, we have the flock of 1,000 head, and once we send you a ram if you want it.
1,000 head. Shoot me an email. Let's figure it out, Andrew. Appreciate you. John David, the bigger the group, the bigger the target. The bigger the group, the more you say when somebody, the more say you have when somebody designates you as a target. I'll tell you, and I just mean this without any bravado at all. If somebody decided that we were a target, say some other prepper group decided, yeah, we're just going to go get what Bear has when the world ends. Come on with it. I promise you, come on with it. Bring your A game. I'll fire up the track host so we have a place to stack all the refuse when we get done playing this game. See, there's a lot of people, they call them werewolf preppers, who think, well, I'm not going to stack anything. I'm just going to identify and locate those that are stacking so I can go get what I need when this world ends. A couple of words on that. First of all, why would you risk the only God-given life that you have to go take something from somebody else? Because I promise you, you are not getting out of here unscathed if you come and try and do that. There's a Torah for that. We take people like that outside the gate and stone them to death. And I submit to you that stones these days look like that. Okay? There's a Torah for that. And we keep the Torah. Thou shalt not steal. Copy that. Secondly, the same people that have the lazy logic of, I'm just going to go get what I need when the world ends, if they were anything more than talk, would already be doing more than talking. So even if they decide that, yes, when the world ends, I've just been talking about it to this point, but I'm actually going to go do it now, that's fine. You take your only God-given life, you put it on the line for a can of beans so that you can commit atrocities in the name of your laziness and selfishness so that you can stay fed. That's fine. You come with it. I'm going to teach you a lesson that you will learn only one time. Because if you think you're going to pose a deadly threat to my wife or my children, I will destroy you. And there are thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people who feel the exact same way as I do. You want to be the bad guy in this scenario? Go for it. And there's a lot of people right here that I do life with that'll be right there standing next to me when you show up. It's a stupid proposition.
Yeah.
I know, bad word, but it is. It's stupid. You can only play that game so many times before somebody wins other than you. And why? Because you're too lazy to put up what you need now. That's fine. That's fine. Play those games. Come on with it. This is another thing too, is that, and there are people, I have met them, who watch this channel, who think they know that there's everything that there is to know about me and us from watching this channel. That's fine. You don't know 1/10 of 1%. You know what I want. You see what I want you to see. You don't see what I don't want you to see. And there's a significant amount of capability other than what's paraded on camera every day for y'all. So roll those dice. That's fine. Roll those dice, right, kiddo?
Yeah.
Roll them dice. Because if you think you're going to come threaten that,
And chicken sometimes food.
forget it.
I'm not lying.
I will introduce you to the end of my driveway. I'll take you outside of the gate and stone you to death without remorse.
Yeah, and then he's gonna throw you with the chickens.
And then I'm going to throw you to the chickens. That's right. Good job, child.
I'm really smart.
Hey, shit. I was talking about anti-government forces. Well,
I love my smoke. I love my smoke.
copper stones, amen.
I love my smoke.
All right, be careful. You're going to flip that chair over.
Come on, let's go get your brother and sister.
I'm good.
Come on, crazy.
Good morning, Savvy. Heard of mama bears, ain't nobody want to mess with papa bears. Good morning, life on our micro farm. Anti-government forces or government forces or anything. Here's the thing to understand. The Father is sovereign over me, and I am sovereign over this. And this. This is mine. There's not another man or woman on the face of the planet that has any right to this. This is mine. These people are mine. They were given to me as a blessing by the Father, and I am commanded to provide for them and protect them. Commanded to. It is my job, my primary job as a husband and a father is to protect and provide for them. It does not matter what other human being on the face of the earth, regardless of what kind of uniform they're wearing or what kind of badge they hold or what kind of clipboard is in their hand, it does not matter what worldly authority they believe that they have. They do not have the right to infringe upon my sovereignty or the sovereignty of the people that I love. And the government that we had once upon a time here in the United States of America was designed to acknowledge that and reinforce it. Now, we don't have that government anymore, but it also means that those people don't have that authority anymore. The government derives its just powers from the consent of the governed. I don't want a war with anybody. I don't want a gunfight with anybody. But you will not threaten my people. The end. And a huge part of this, again, is they will only do what you let them do. Learn to say no now when it's easy and it doesn't cost you anything. Because if you can't say no now, what are you going to do when it's life or death? Learn to exercise your authority now. Learn to do the hard things now. You guys think I'm playing when I say heart set, mindset, skill set. You have to decide in your heart and in your mind. There is no way that this thing, whatever it is happening. Or with 100% of my being, I'm committing myself to this, and it is going to happen. If you can't get that discipline and fortitude down now, what are you going to do when it's actual SHTF? There is not a world that I will exist in where my people, the people that I love, that I've been entrusted with, are subjugated. I will have to be taken out of this world in order for that world to exist. And I'm very proud to say that everybody that I have surrounded myself with even if I'm taken out of this world, they're not going to bend the knee and be subjugated either. This channel is called Bear Independent because our whole aim is to be as independent of the system as possible. Because that system will weaponize food against you. That system will weaponize commerce against you. That system will require you to bend the knee over and over and over, and to compromise and capitulate over and over and over again until you don't even recognize who you are anymore. And that's exactly the point. It's about eliminating your individuality and forcing you to conform to them, to what their will is. I don't give a shit about their will. The only thing I care about is his will. And I'm going to do that. And I am commanded to rule and subdue, to protect, provide, and bless. And I will do that. It does not matter who shows up where, what hat, what uniform, what clipboard, what name tag, what credentials. We either have just laws or we don't. And I'm not going to play by the rules if nobody else is. That's bullshit. And you will not infringe upon the life, liberty, or pursuit of happiness of myself or my people. The end. And we can force that conversation, but I won't do it. And I'm telling you, I don't want to be the only person on the face of this planet that feels that way and that has the stones to say it, which is why I firmly believe y'all have got to get good at saying no now. Have I not commanded you? Only be strong and courageous, and guard to do all the words of this Torah. Guard to do it. Make sure that you're doing all of these instructions that I've given you. Exactly, Rich. Norway said no for 9 days and won. And I'll remind you this. We are not even at the beginning of the birth pains, y'all. We're not in Revelation. We're not in Matthew 24. We might be walking up to the precipice of that. We're not there. Maybe we're headed in that direction. I don't know. But in those days, the very length of the days will be shortened so that the elect, the Father's chosen, won't be deceived. It's going to get hard. Hard. There is no one delivering us to be killed because of the name of Messiah right now, because of our beliefs. That's the beginning of the birth pains. That's not the end. That's the beginning. If we don't firmly know where we stand now, we're effed. Start doing the mental, physical, spiritual heavy lifting now so that you have the fitness to do it when it matters. You know, I tell people all the time, let them feel the weight of you. And I mean it. So, it doesn't even suck yet. Amen. All right, y'all. I'm out. Bless y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And actually, I'll see y'all tonight for Tactical Tuesday. So, bless y'all, Bear Nation. Shalom.